It's tied in Colorado, 46 days out. Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump are locked up here within the margin of error in the latest major poll. Quinnipiac has Clinton at 44%, Trump at 42%, Libertarian Gary Johnson at 10%. If you force the third-party supporters to choose one of the major party favorites, as they might decide to do in a tight race, well, then Trump picks up a bit more support, a true 47-47 tie. Get ready to see a lot of some familiar faces. In fact, there is a Trump takeover in Colorado today. Donald Trump Jr. is in Grand Junction. He's at the Mesa County Fairgrounds right now. His sister Ivanka spent her morning in Denver, went to Fort Collins this afternoon. And Governor Mike Pence, Trump's running mate, was in Colorado Springs for a town hall. Clinton campaign hasn't announced her next event here. We're entering the stretch run to the election. That's just the national race. Let's talk money and politics right now, specifically the money that's behind the amendment campaigns that we're seeing for November. Politics guy Brandon Rittiman is along looking at the big money or lack thereof.
Yeah, the lack thereof being our very first headline. The Colorado care question, the yes side got next to nothing. They only raised $10,000 in the last reporting period. They've only got $10,000 left in the bank. They've raised about $250,000 so far. The no side, closer to $4 million.
That no side is Coloradans for Coloradans,
Fun
whatever
name.
That means. Yeah, they're
mostly health insurance and health care companies. Headline number 2. This takes us to assisted suicide. They got a lot of cash.
Millions of dollars.
The yes side of this, yeah, they've got $4.8 million so far that they've raised. Almost all of it comes from a group called Compassion and Choices Action Network. The no side's raising a little bit too, a little over $1 million so far.
So there is a proposal to basically triple the cigarette tax. Who in the world would oppose that?
One company, one tobacco company versus 72. They're called Altria. You probably know them better as Philip Morris, their old name. They've given $5 million to fight that new tobacco tax.
Take us home with minimum wage.
Minimum wage, out-of-state money. That's the big story there. Perhaps not a surprise. This is a national fight that's turned local, but a lot of the money on both sides of this campaign coming from out of Colorado.
Brandon Rittiman, he knows politics and he knows money in politics. Thank you, sir.
Thanks.
Is the A-line working today? RTD's train to the plane. Nope. Train had a signaling issue this morning. It caused delays for about 2 hours. RTD apologized and asked riders to plan an extra 10 to 15 minutes on their trip. Joining the A-line train on the struggle bus this week is Frontier Airlines. Tonight, Frontier is shutting down its website, its app, and its kiosks at the airport. Passengers are being told to arrive 3 hours early. Frontier had serious delays Monday morning. Then the airline blamed gating problems and said that the worst delay that day, an 8-hour whopper, was due to some unrelated issue. Tonight, it is a system upgrade. Means that the reservation system also won't be working, so no one will be able to make changes to existing Frontier flights. That upgrade work starts tonight and will last until tomorrow morning. The airline, famous for having animals on its tail, will have customers on its tail too till this gets resolved. Next question. We aren't being invaded, are we? That is a fair question from Heather on Facebook, who saw the video of tanks being taken by rail through the Denver metro area recently. Fort Carson tells us all those tanks are returning from a training exercise at Fort Irwin, California. The equipment's being shipped back to the 3rd Infantry Brigade Combat Team, 4th ID. Video was taken in Inglewood near Santa Fe and Dartmouth, and you can expect to see more tanks rolling through Denver on those north to south tracks over the next few days. Just be aware, if this was an actual invasion, you would be asked to tune into next for the latest information. We know a bunch of you are leaf peepers. Don't act like you're not. We've seen you looking. It's okay, everyone does it. On this first full day of fall, Rocky Mountain National Park workers are scrambling to prepare the park for a herd of people. It'll be the busiest day of the year at the park on Saturday. 13,000 carfuls of humans expected to roll through the gates. The park waives its entry fee each year to celebrate National Public Lands Day. Park says, hey, if you don't like the crowds, come on a weekday. The crowds will be half the size.
We laugh sometimes that the National Public Lands Day and the fee-free day, attracts some people. Like, they come for that reason because it's fee-free. Other people are completely surprised when they get here. They're like, what's going on? It's fee-free day. And then other people stay away because it's fee-free day.
The park is open 24 hours, so you could always go at some odd time to beat the crowds. Of course, there's no leaf peeping at night. Don't be creeping and peeping. That's gross. If you're headed up to Rocky, get there no later than 9:30 or 10 if you want to park there at the park. If not, you may end up taking the shuttle from Estes Park. Sadly, again, we could not find a cat fashion show for Steve Steger to cover, but a next viewer pointed him toward a seriously interesting issue that's impacting cat rescues and dog shelters, really impacting all of us who care about shelter pets.
What the heck is going on at the Rocky Mountain Feline Rescue? That's what one next viewer wanted to know. The group used to list itself as a no-kill shelter, then dropped the no-kill part last year without saying much about it.
Oh, our mission is still the same.
Board President Carrie Dickey can't say that enough. Nothing has changed. It's not like the group started euthanizing at will. It's just that phrase, no kill.
We formed a grant writing committee, and a lot of grants we could not apply for because people are now starting to require that the no-kill vernacular not be used.
The distinction also makes it more difficult to work with bigger shelters like the Denver Done Friends League.
We're part of the Metro Denver Animal Welfare Alliance, and as a group, we've agreed not to use no-kill language.
Dr. April Steele is the COO of DDFL, if you follow my initialisms.
No-kill does not mean no-kill. People think because we say no-kill, that means animals aren't being euthanized. That standard is that less than 10% of animals are being euthanized, and our whole state does that.
The problem is it's starting to spark a war of words in the animal welfare industry.
Progressive funders are asking communities in Colorado, shelters and rescues in Colorado, to not use the no-kill language.
Which means money doesn't come easily to smaller shelters that use those dirty words, no kill. So Rocky Mountain Feline Rescue made a change, and Carrie Dickey can't say it enough.
We're not a kill shelter, and quite honestly, I think they're trying to get rid of kill shelter and no kill, and I think it is misleading.
An interesting lesson that goes hand in hand with another we learned
Address the
today.
animal welfare issues.
It's tough to do interviews with cats hanging around.
Medical care.
For next, I'm Steve Steger.
Rocky Mountain Feline Rescue says it will only euthanize cats if they're suffering and out of any medical options. The DDFL says for its part, it has not euthanized a healthy animal in the last 4 years. We often will carve out some time for your views here on Next, in quick little snippets and then sometimes a longer take on an important issue, like the one raised by a teacher who wondered if these days we are teaching intolerance.
To whom it may concern, I wanted to reach out and share this photo that I took of a bumper sticker at a post office in the Denver metro area. As a teacher and a member of the diverse community that makes up Denver, I was angered and saddened to know that anyone in this amazing state would want to share such damaging thoughts. Several of my students are Muslim, and to know that any one of them could come across this kind of hate is unbelievable to me. As a loyal watcher of 9 News, I know that your station is always tackling the issues that impact our community. And in this time, I can't think of too many things that are more important than sharing this picture. I've been a teacher for 16 years now. I've come across students from all walks of life, ethnicity, culture, religion, socioeconomic background. And the one thing I can say is that every student out there, every person out there wants to do the best that they can, and they want to have a safe place to do it. Denver is a diverse community, so I have a lot of students who are refugees, and they are running from horrible situations, and to know that a country that's supposed to have brought them in and made them feel like this was home, made them feel like this was a safe place, could then turn into a country where they might start to feel like they need to run or they can't feel safe, was just heartbreaking to me. I'm educating my kids in how to be good people and to remind myself that I don't ever want my kids to come across something like that or to feel that unsafe in their classroom, in their school, which is supposed to be the safe place for them.
Buffalo Bill Cody's been gone a century, but his legacy lived on in one man.
A lot of people say was born 100 years too late.
The world's most famous ballerina, interviewed by Next's newest reporter.
Come on, let's go.
And we single out one of the many Coloradans who keeps this state running behind the scenes. Next.
say so long to the summer season. Now fall is officially upon us, and it's looking like it up in the high country. We have some phenomenal shots once again out there in Silverton from Ray Delio of those golden aspens already starting to change. If you haven't gone up to the mountains yet, now is the time because things are going to start to change. We have a storm system that's barreling in from the Pacific Northwest. That will not only bring us a chance for a few showers, but some extremely gusty winds up in the high country, potentially taking down all of those gorgeous aspen leaves. Back behind it, much cooler temperatures. Tonight we're at 57, 1 or 2 isolated evening showers, and then we're going to be watching just for a few clouds later on this evening. You can see out to the western slope we go. High wind warnings as well as advisories. These will continue tonight through tomorrow morning as we're anticipating wind gusts as high as 65 miles per hour. The rest of this evening looks pretty quiet and calm. We'll be watching for a sunny start to the day, but there's that line of showers and thunderstorms that pushes into the front range by about 3-4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. So keep those umbrellas handy while you can. Red flag warnings in place for parts of southeastern Colorado. And tomorrow we're back to the low 80s, and then that big cool off arrives just in time for the weekend.
The name Al Huffman probably doesn't ring a bell. Didn't make you look twice if you scanned over it in the obituaries. But there's a decent chance that you met him. He seemed to be everywhere. You would have known him, have met him as Buffalo Bill. Photojournalist Byron Reed spent some time today with Al's family.
This is his man cave.
The bunkhouse, we call it, yeah. A lot of things were given to him, a lot of things he picked up here and there.
A guy that a lot of people say was born 100 years too late.
I am the daughter of Al Huffman, known as Colorado's Buffalo Bill. You know, we have a picture of him when he was this tall in a cowboy suit.
I would suspect there probably wasn't anybody that knew more about Buffalo Bill than he does.
He was the ultimate reenactor.
We decided to have a Buffalo Bill look-alike contest, and he dressed up for that, and he won.
Dressing up in Santa Claus haircut and the Santa Claus, and we used to have to take the white powder and whiten him all up. His jackets are exact duplicates of Cody's. He put everything into his character and loved doing it.
You'll find out he knew a lot of people. Roy Rogers, this is a picture of him right here, standing in front of John Wayne's car.
You come home from Friday night from school and he'd already have that, get the horse trailer, get the camper.
How was he as a brother?
Oh, great. I've just been receiving all kinds of calls, and there isn't anybody can say anything but good.
You always be true to the character. You know as much as you can.
He's probably up there telling Buffalo Bill everything he doesn't know about himself.
Get the horse trailer. You're ready to ride.
No doubt in my mind that he did.
Happy trails.
There's a celebration of life for Al Huffman, Buffalo Bill, Saturday, Elks Lodge, Evergreen. It's at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and everyone is welcome. A barrier-breaking ballerina sits down with our young reporter, who asks quite the question.
How is it being a brown ballerina?
Also ahead, we go back.
9 News, first again in live news coverage.
Oh, yeah.
Nine News, first again in live news coverage. When the Broncos shut out Oakland, only 9 News was live from California. To see how Washington reacted to events in Egypt, only 9 News went live by satellite. First to have a live Northern Colorado Bureau. First with a live Boulder Bureau. First again in Southern Colorado. 9 News, live wherever it's needed. 9 News, #1 in Colorado.
That's too cool. This is too ugly. I had absolutely no idea how ugly this would be. Throwback Thursday, and the city of Littleton is taking it back to the old school because they're old fools who are so cool. And whoop, there it was when President William Howard Taft visited Littleton in 1909. It was the first of 2 visits there to see his friend, Senator Edward Wolcott. It actually reminds us of the days when Americans did not obsess as much about their presidential candidate's health. Taft was an undeniably big dude. A great interview is a dance between the interviewer and the interviewee, and we found the perfect pair to spin this next story. America's most famous ballerina and Taronda Thomas's daughter, Ruby Dee.
Hi, my name is Ruby Dee. I'm about to interview Misty Copeland, and I like her because she's a good ballerina. And we'll have to go to a press conference about that. Come on, let's go. Bye. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. It's Misty. She smiles.
Hi, what's your name?
Ruby.
Sorry,
How is it being a brown ballerina?
It is amazing. It's amazing to sit across from another brown ballerina because there aren't very many of us and there need to be more. It's amazing to have this incredible opportunity to share the beauty of ballet and to show the world that it doesn't matter what color you are, it doesn't matter how tall you are, it doesn't matter where you come from, that anything is possible.
How did you feel when you were poor?
Well, when I was growing up, to me, my life was very normal, I thought, because it's all that I knew. So looking back now, I understand how many opportunities and the beauty that ballet brought me.
Do you have your own doll?
I don't know, do I? What's that you're holding? What is that?
Copeland doll?
I can put her in arabesque. Do you know arabesque? Can do it like the Barbie. Yay! Thank you so much, Ruby. Here's your Barbie back.
Thank you. Hi, my name is Ruby Dee.
Don't grab this.
Okay.
Okay.
Hi, my name is Ruby Dee. I'm about to do what?
Okay, start over. I'm about to interview Mr. Copeland.
Hi, my name is Ruby Dee, and I'm about to interview Misty Copeland. And I like her because she's a good ballerina. Come on, let's go.
Oh, you forgot to point to the press conference.
Oh. Hi, my name is Ruby Dee, and I'm about to interview Misty Copeland. And I like her because she is good at ballet.
To the press conference.
And we're going into the press conference. Let's go.
That's my favorite. If guys like Bernie weren't around, Colorado would come apart at the seams. We'll acknowledge Bernie and everybody else like him next. In the news business and in so many others, it's the people behind the scenes that really make things happen. And Bernie McGinn has been a make things happen kind of guy behind the scenes in Grand Lake since 1979. Never stepped into the spotlight until he was pushed out there to accept the Colorado Cities and Towns Municipal Hero Award. Of course, Bernie says he's just doing his job.
All the people in the state of Colorado that work for municipalities, and there, Lord knows how many there are, but there's got to be tens of thousands, and then I'm picked to be and picked to be one of them. It is an unbelievable award that I still tingle at times thinking about it.
That's cool. Highlight for Bernie, who's worked hard for so many years. He says he'll retire in about 4 more years when he turns 70. Some of your feedback now. Adrian Collier writes on Facebook, Kyle, I am a Jew. I side with the teacher who has Muslims in her class. Shame on those who hate all because of the misguided actions of a few. And by the way, Kyle, why are you wearing your mom's blouse?